Welcome to Reality Check. Today is Sunday, and we're having a live broadcast from the offices in 104 Welcome Street, Portland's Mitchell's Plain. On the radio station Reality Check, with me today I have two guests. One is Faizel, and the other one is Ismail, and they'll have an opportunity to introduce themselves shortly. I'm your presenter, Fazloodien Abrahams, and what we'll be planning for today is just having a general discussion on topics, the shows that we will be having in the future, including my show known as the Legal Effect Show, and also Ismail will be doing his show called Ismail. Quick introduction and also your show.
The show is The Breakfast Show. I'm Ismail Barendien. I'll be co-hosting The Breakfast Show early in the morning.
And Faizel, can you just give us a quick introduction of who you are and also what your ambitions are regarding a political party, the Cape Coloured Congress that you have recently joined? Please proceed.
My name is Faizel Emjedi. I'm in Ward 43 that consists of Skarpkraal, Strandfontein and the Bayview areas. And basically I joined, or I've signed up because of service delivery and unfair governance. And basically we are all unhappy. And
So tell us about where exactly the location is of this ward, or where would you be setting up a base somewhere?
for now, it's going to be at various people's homes. We're having certain meetings in Strandfontein to accommodate the Strandfontein people, and then we'll be alternating again in Skarpkraal side, where we could accommodate for them to travel less. So we are planning our two previous meetings were based in Strandfontein in the village, and the following one would be in the Skarpkraal side again.
So I'm going to repeat your number over and over so that people can make contact with
Yeah.
you. If you could just give us your telephone number
Okay,
of
it's
anyone who's interested to join you in your fight against the lack of service delivery, the lack of governance, and also to stand up for those community or the society that you serve in, So give us your number, and if there's an email address, feel free to provide that as well.
okay. The number is 084-818-7492. And the email address for now would be cccward43@gmail.com.
Excellent. Okay, great stuff. Thank you, Faizel, for that. Ishmael, back to you. Give us a little bit of your show, the Breakfast Show. What type of topics are you looking at discussing, and also just the whole process, the foundation of the show. Give us some of that, please.
Our show will be based on what the community faces on a daily basis, trying to have a new and fresh outlook on it, trying to get people to interact, because it's no use we're going to talk and we don't know how the community feel about certain issues. So all opinions will matter. We will have discussions. We will not overstimulate your brain early in the morning, but we will also have weather, news content. We will have artists featuring. My one co-host is a chef, so we will have those gourmet meals when you have your month-end salary, and then we will also have your, how can you say, like when you don't have anything in the cupboard, and then he will show you how to make a yummy, scrumptious meal out of the little bit that you have on the 29th of the month. So there's a lot of content that we're looking at. We also want to focus on key, how can I say, like role models within our community. We will have artists that will come in and we will have interviews with them so that you can get to know, to learn your artists within your community. And I feel that at the end of the day, our show, the Breakfast Show, will be very important to people because we start out your day, but also where you can have your say so that we know how to deal with what you are feeling and what you are going through on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you, Ishmael. So to the viewers and the listeners out there, please tune into our radio station. It's an online radio station, and the website to enter over there, let me just make sure with our technical person, the radio station is called Reality Check Online, Reality Check radio.co.za. Yes, viewers on Facebook, if you are watching at the moment, this is a new radio station. It's a new online radio station. We will be going live when we do our shows. And please, if you're watching, share it onto your groups at the moment, share it onto your profile so that we can increase the current viewership so that they can benefit from the content of what is being will be discussed today. And also the Facebook page is Reality Check Online Radio as well. So please feel free to Google it, check it out. Please become a supporter. Click on follow, click on like, share the page as well, and just build up followership. So understand that the narrative that we're pushing here is the colored child, the colored community, the colored future. But also we're saying that we want to unite with society at large and say we don't see race, we don't see color, we don't see creed. The social ills that affects the colored community at the moment also could affect the black community. In fact, it's also affecting the other races as well, Indian, white, all over within South Africa. And this is purely because of corruption. And as a radio station, we will be having heavy programs that will be speaking up against corruption and fraud within the government institutions, within corporate environment as well, and also in your local government, your provincial and national government. So keep on watching, and also to remember to tune in regularly. Like I say, become a follower of the page on Facebook and share it wild so that we can gain momentum on the membership. Ismail, I'm going to come back to you again. We left off with you, your breakfast show. But your breakfast show is what you'd like to do now. But I believe you also have a bit of a history, that a little book that you wrote as well. Tell us about that book.
Well, our first book that I wrote is titled The Ugly American, A Cape Sad Reality. Why I gave it the subtitle A Cape Sad Reality is because we have so many brilliant, talented, colored boys and girls that get lost in this world of gangsterism, whereas we should actually stand up and try to motivate, try to encourage these people that have fallen away to get back on track. I always tell people ask me, how are we going to stop gangsterism? I tell them, we're not going to stop gangsterism by talking to gangs. We're going to stop gangsterism by teaching the parents how to become better parents, and that at the end of the day will install more, how can I say, like, the child with the necessary equipment to make better choices in life, and also to stop with all the negative things that we are stigmatized with as colored communities. I wrote a little book recently, An Unplanned Journey with CDI, where I was with a group of artists, where we interviewed artists within the Mitchells Plain area, and I am mostly highlighting in this little book the problems that we face as artists, because I'm an artist myself. I feel for what's going on. I met artists on corners that are drug users now, and I'm not lying to you. When we talk to them, Fazloodien, you can see that glimmer of hope. You can see what they are about when they drop that few beats or they sing those few verses, but their drug-ravaged body cannot cope anymore, and the skill has not been honed, and they have lost the sharpness that they had. You understand? It's actually a sad state of affairs, but without support, there's not much that can be done.
Ismail, you spoke about two things. One, about the absent parent and trying to redevelop the mindset of a parent in order to parent a child. And you also spoke about the artist, right? So, Faizel, your input on the parent. How do we develop the parent through, obviously, programs of inviting them, but what do we do with the child? Parent has no interest of rehabilitating or redeveloping them to become a better member of society, a better version of who they should be, in order to contribute to society. Any input from your side?
Well, I think that if the parent doesn't want to improved on, formed as a better parent, we seriously going to have to focus on the children. Now, if you're looking at the bad elements that are presenting itself these days now on social media, and how they're trying to infiltrate into our children's lives, we're going to have to put more effort in them in to better equip and guide the children. It's easier to teach a child than to an adult, because of obviously whatever adults have gone through their lives, the mindsets that they've developed, their basically the lack of interest, whatever else has happened in their lives. So I think, with regards to getting parent workshops and stuff, that is definitely a good thing. How, I'm not sure yet, but it's probably going to have to happen over weekends. So the first thing I think we need to do is what we are hoping to do in our Ward 43, which should happen in all wards, I think, is that we've become so divided, man, become so isolated in our own communities. We don't even know what's happening next door with our neighbor anymore. And we need to rebuild that relationship with each other, establish community connections and community get-togethers. I think with the Christian community, a lot of them are in the same area, but they maybe don't attend the same church. With the Muslim community, we live in the same area, we would attend the same mosque, but still we are not interacting as we should. So we firstly need to establish the connection with our neighbors, to know our neighbors. I mean, a lot of us don't even know what work our neighbors are doing. So once we can start establishing that type of connection and get community involvement happening again, we'll then start developing the self-esteem higher to one bit. So somehow over the years, through apartheid and all the trauma that we've gone through, we've stopped wanting ourselves to the point where, like you were saying earlier on, we don't even want to report a crime anymore because of governance that has been misgovernance or bad governance that has prevailed for so long. We don't have hope in anything. So we can only develop that hope once we stop the isolation amongst each other, get that community development going, and once we show interest in the next person, that next person will show himself, another person. That is the chain of how things will get better.
Thank you, Faizel. And you know what? I want to appeal out to our listeners and our viewers that if you are a retired teacher, be that in early childhood development, where it's in primary school or even high school, and you feel you want to give back to the community, this is a platform that we can create where you can come on one of the shows and you could share your skills, share your knowledge, so that people can listen and learn in order to be better parents, in order for a child or a teenager who's currently struggling with being a teenager, where the parent is maybe absent, where that child can latch on to the knowledge that you can share. We also want to invite social workers who is prepared to come into the studio and come on radio, or even develop some sort of workshop and a program that we could have where we invite individuals to do a physical one-on-one in-house training session. And even further, we want to develop a online program where people who maybe are just scared, or what we call, or what we know as a introvert, who doesn't want to easily associate themselves or communicate in public with other people, where they have internet, they are able to log on to an online program, for example, and just gain the social skills, these skills that would make them stronger mentally and emotionally, and then also spiritually, where they are able to apply the principles of love and compassion and commitment, those principles that doesn't only speak about from a religious background, but also from a spiritual background. We live in a country where society has found themselves in a space of a non-religious lifestyle, but we also want to appeal to those people who are maybe currently not as connected religiously to their mosque or their church. They're not lost in total. They can come and learn on how to live a spiritual life without being connected to a particular church or a mosque. We say that these religions has been designed to help people live a better life, to be productive members of society. But there's also other programs where people choose to live maybe either a way of life without being tied into a church or tied into a mosque. We're not saying that people should not be religious, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that if there are programs to help people live a more emotionally balanced, a mentally balanced lifestyle, and you can contribute towards that, please share your number on the page, or you can simply direct message us, inbox us, and on the show, on the Reality Check Facebook page, and we'll make contact with you so that we can take that further. I'm going to come back to Ismail. Ismail spoke about the artists. Now, I think that in reality, our colored community predominantly there's a lot of us who are practically inclined and also creative compared to being academic and someone who would maybe achieve well in university. Those ones who are not as academically inclined as a result of this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be, there's hope for them. And that is what your program on developing up and coming artists is all about, is saying that yes, you may not have matric or university degree, but you have this God-given talent of a voice or even the ability to play an instrument. Tell us more about that, please.
Yeah, what you are saying is so true, Fazloodien, that not everybody is academically inclined, and there are so many outlets that are available. And the problem that I have with many people is that the moment you talk about an artist, people say like, "Hey, you know what? This is just a pipe dream you're living." But through the dream, change is possible. I would rather let my child follow a pipe dream and then do something productive than try to not be supportive. And at the end of the day, the child can end up the worst child that I can have. Through the artists that I'm dealing with, I've learned that passion can only take you so far. Talent can only take you so far. It teaches a lot of children what hard work is about in order to get the end result. We are currently a group calling ourselves Artists in Unity, where we are a lot of different artists, different genre artists. We are authors like myself, poets, visual artists, doing graffiti. We've got what do they call themselves? Digital designers. We've got singers. We've got rappers. We've got dancers, and we are trying now as colored to knock on doors that has always been closed to us, due to the fact that everybody expects us to come forward as an individual. I'm Ismail Barendien. I've got this book, and they're just going to keep me there as Ismail Barendien. But if we speak as a collective, then our voice becomes louder, and I do believe that is where parties like Triple C comes into play. Is that we have come to the point where we feel, as the colored community, we need a voice for ourselves.
Ishmael, I want us to just give us some time for our audience to look at what we spoke about from the beginning this morning. I also want our listeners and our viewers to maybe share it onto their groups as we go along, and I want us to go for a break quickly, right? We just need to go for a break for about 5 minutes or so, or 15 minutes. Viewers, don't go on with your life now. We're coming back to you. There's a lot of interesting topics that we still want to discuss today. And thank you for watching so far. I'm a presenter, Fazloodien Abrahams, on Reality Check online radio station. Thank you.